Grace White and Sammy Rogers to tap it up. Rogers has been one of the surprises in the Mid-South Conference this season. She wins the tap, and Campbellsville opens with the first possession. Campbellsville comes into today averaging just under 84 points per game. That is 10th in the country while allowing just under 59. A little sloppy exchange there. Gregory gets behind the screen, though, able to corral that one in, and Gregory knocks down a three. It's her 19th of the season, and here comes the Campbellsville press. They're going to press seemingly the entire night. They'll do it in the full court. They'll do it in the half court, and this is the problem for Georgetown, and they just get it across. Able to break it. Abram inside, had it blocked as she went into the body of Pritchett. Courtney Pritchett brings it into the front court. Now Gregory. Pedigo with it. Again, she's going to look to facilitate the offense. Does not look for her own shot very often. She's only had one double-digit scoring effort on the season. Here is Rogers down low. Not there. Got her own board back. And now a tie-up as Darnell came in with the help defense. Georgetown will get the ball on the arrow. Talked about Sammy Rogers and her growth. Averaged 2 points per game as a freshman, 4 as a sophomore, just under 10 as a junior, and now 18.5 points per game in her senior year. She's had 5 20-point games. And here is the first turnover for Georgetown. And now another tie-up. Darnell able to tie that one up. Campbellsville will get it. Georgetown does flip the arrow. But again, turnovers are the story, as they always are for Campbellsville. They are 4th in the country with a plus 9.5 turnover margin on the year. They'll turn it over 15 times per game. So you can create some mistakes against them, but they're so good at creating the turnovers themselves, it really negates those offensive turnovers for the Campbellsville Tigers. Nice backdoor cut, and the reverse lay-in is there. Beautiful feed from Rogers down low, and Savannah Gregory has all 5 for Campbellsville early. They do not take this press off very often, even when you break it into the half court. And there, a 10-second call. This is what Campbellsville does. Even if you get into the half court, Campbellsville will sit in what is essentially a 2-3 zone, but they'll look to trap anywhere and everywhere they have the ability to. It makes it so difficult to game plan for, especially here in the league when Ginger Colvin knows her opponents so well. Here's Rogers working against Darnell. I think it's a good matchup there. On the baseline, Faith Lake blew right by Michaela Kennedy, and Whitney O'Mara had to come in for the help and slap the ball out of bounds. Above all else for Georgetown, if you want to hang in with the number 1 team in the land, you've got to secure the basketball, and Georgetown with 2 turnovers in his first 3 possessions. Pritchett working against White, off the glass and in. Pritchett now her first points, and already a 7-0 Campbellsville lead. 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Georgetown broke that one nicely, but Pritchett, the last line of defense, got that pass deflected into the Campbellsville bench, and Georgetown will get set up in the half court. And it'll be the first time in the game Georgetown's been able to do that. But as you'll see, Campbellsville will look to trap really anywhere. And into the zone they go. They do not play man-to-man. But there you see one trap already. Abram gets a look at a 3, no good. White trying for the weak side rebound. Has it for Georgetown. Wraps it around to O'Mara. O'Mara down the lane with the left hand off the mark, and Rogers has it. So Georgetown got a couple of looks there on the first half-court possession, but couldn't knock it down. The other way, Campbellsville in transition. Gregory knocks down the mid-range, and James Jackson takes a timeout as it is already 9-0 in favor of Campbellsville. 7:11 to go in the first. Savannah Gregory off to a hot start. 3 for 3 from the field. Campbellsville already up 9-0 on Georgetown. Campbellsville did not spend too much time on the bench in its huddle. Not really much to coach up right now if you're Campbellsville, as they have had a nearly perfect start on the road. This is White, and everywhere you move, there's going to be one or two maroon shirts there. Georgetown have to make sure they move the ball quickly and accurately. O'Mara gets into the front court, and Kennedy has it in front of the Campbellsville bench, and here comes that trap again in the corner. Kennedy trying the bounce feed to Darnell, and nobody home, and Georgetown now with 3 turnovers. One of the reasons why that defensive effort. Campbellsville also 6th in the country with a plus 25 scoring margin. There's Gregory backdoor. The reverse lay-in is good again. Another beautiful pass, that time from the left elbow, and Gregory is 4 for 4 from the field already with 9. It's 11-0 Campbellsville. Kennedy able to break it this time. Here's O'Mara. Stumbled as she came into the lane, and that'll be a walk. Just a tough break there for O'Mara. Just lost her footing there, but it turns into Georgetown's 4th turnover. .6:25 to go in the first. Georgetown will send in Lexi Taylor at the next whistle. Pettigo looking for the back door. It's there again, and another lay-in. This time Rogers has her first basket, 13-zip. And Campbellsville killing Georgetown with those backdoor cuts early in this one. Maddie Burcham, Shelby Wilson coming into the game for the Georgetown Tigers at the next whistle, too. White down the lane. It'll be an offensive foul on Grace White. First foul of the ball game. It results also in Georgetown's 5th turnover. O'Mara, Darnell, and Abram will head out for Georgetown. Campbellsville will send in Madison Shepard and Lexi Lake as Savannah Gregory and Faith Lake head out. Perfect start for Savannah Gregory, 4-4, 9 points. Here is Madison Shepard, now working the far side to Lexi Lake. Bounce feed to Pritchett. Near side, Pettigo, 17-footer, good. Campbellsville is 7 of 8 from the field to start this game and now lead 15-0. 5:35 to go in the first quarter. Georgetown, meanwhile, 0 for 3 with 5 turnovers. Here is Wilson. First experience she has had against this Campbellsville pressure. It's the first meeting of the season between these two schools. And now Michaela Kennedy throws it away. Here goes Madison Shepard. Lays it in. There's Madison Shepard, the daughter of former University of Kentucky legend Jeff Shepard, showing her basketball genetics coming through on that finish. 17-0 in favor of Campbellsville. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. And now that ball is kicked as Lexi Lake was looking to take it the other way. Campbellsville now sends in Lauren Lee, 5'6" freshman from Liberty, Kentucky, and Sarah Sutton, 5'11" sophomore from Scottsville, Kentucky. She transferred in from Murray State. One of the things that's amazing, too, with this roster that Campbellsville has assembled for this season, only one player comes from outside of the state of Kentucky. Ginger Colvin's done a magnificent job in sealing off the state as far as talent goes. Wilson lost her footing. Georgetown will keep it on the tie-up with the arrow in their favor. Courtney Pritchett, the only player for Campbellsville who does not hail from the Commonwealth. Alexa Stapleton comes in now for Georgetown. Stapleton had a miserable day against Lindsey Wilson on Saturday. 0 for 10 from the field and missed all 8 of her three-point tries. Wilson down the lane, lost it. It'll be out of bounds, and it will be called a shot clock violation as Wilson had to hustle. 7 turnovers for Georgetown on their first 10 possessions. 4:30 to go in the first quarter. Lee had a season-high 9 points in a 20-point win against Lindsey Wilson last time out. 3 this side is not there. McGeorge had it taken away from her, now up ahead. Burcham trying to get behind the defense. Had it knocked away by Lauren Lee. What a play there by the freshman. She was behind Burcham and still was able to find an angle to get in there and swat it away. Shepard bodied up by Burcham, and now Grace White comes in with the steal. Second turnover for Campbellsville. White splits 2 off the back iron, not there. Ball lost out of bounds as Sutton had it and had it poked away by Wilson, and so it's back to Campbellsville. .350 to go in the first quarter. Georgetown still looking for points. This is Lee on the baseline, and that ball was deflected out by Stapleton. This is Sutton with it. Now to Lee. It stops at the elbow. Reversal. Good reversal at that. And the three from the far side is not there from Lexi Lake. The ball knocked out of bounds by Sutton, and Georgetown will get it. Even on the missed shot with the ball out of bounds, Campbellsville can set up that press. All five Campbellsville Tigers right now in the front court. Not a lot of movement here from Georgetown, and Burcham throws it long, and White can't get it. The 9th Georgetown turnover, and Jalen Lambersite comes in now for Georgetown. Did not play Saturday against Lindsey Wilson. She'll come in here and take the place of Grace White. Lexi Lake trying to force feed a ball inside to Sutton, somehow able to gather it and put it in from 10 feet. Nice catch there by Sutton as she was challenged inside. It's now 19-zip. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Stapleton in that corner in the front court. Burcham, a lot of contact. Lambersite inside. A lot of contact again, no whistle. Lee going to try and work against Burcham, and Burcham going to get called. Not a lot of contact there on the drive, but Burcham called for her first. Thought there was a lot more contact on the Lambersite try on the other end than there was there from Burcham. Here's Sutton, bodied up by Lambersite, steps through off the back iron. It's not there, and Taylor eventually has it for Georgetown. Here's where you want to try to attack if you're Georgetown before that Campbellsville defense can get set up. Just like that, and Burcham is able to lay it in, and Georgetown, with 2:31 to go in the first quarter, gets its first points. McGeorge from the foul line, wide open, and knocks it down. Campbellsville now 10 of 13 from the field, 21-2. Stapleton off the mark. It has just been a tough shooting season for Lexi Stapleton. Make no mistake about it. She's shooting just 22% from three-point range. Rogers and Pritchett in, and McGeorge and Sutton out. So many interchangeable pieces for this Campbellsville team, and not much of a drop-off when Campbellsville goes to its bench. Lexi Lake, three from the left wing for the second time, is short from that spot, but Pritchett gets the offensive board. Rogers working with the left hand around Burcham, lays it in, so smooth. Sammy Rogers she now has 4, and it's now 23-2, and that ball is knocked out off the scorer's table. Georgetown will keep it. Tigers are going to send in Reagan Williams for the first time. No, Williams' job is in there on offense for the Tigers is get physical down low, try and beat and bang a little bit. Maybe a little tougher for her to operate as Campbellsville likes to go into the man-to-man, and they tried the entry pass, and Pritchett, who was fronting, knocks it out. 1:25 to go in the first quarter, 23-2 in favor of Campbellsville. Here's Lambersite on the grab. You stand still for long, and 2 defenders are coming. Burcham, nice cut down the lane. Now back to Stapleton, who got space. 10-footer is good. There you go. Get into the middle of the zone, and you can open things up. It all started with the cut from Maddie Burcham. The zone collapses, and Stapleton knocks down the jumper. Rogers tries a three. Not the best shot selection there for Rogers. Now Georgetown looks to attack. 3-on-2. Stapleton long 2. Off the mark, and Shepard has it for Campbellsville now. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Lee lost it. There's Burcham again. And Stop there as she was caught up by the Campbellsville defense and gets called for steps. The 10th Georgetown turnover in the first quarter. .45 seconds to play. Here is Lee once more, now to Shepard. Rogers inside, got deep post position, spins away and lays it in. It all started with Rogers getting camped out really around the restricted area against Burcham and able to easily finish. Campbell for the steal in the backcourt, and Burcham throws it away. 3-on-1 up ahead, Pritchett. And over to Lee. Shot bothered by Burcham, but Campbellsville will keep it with 15 seconds. Good recovery there by Maddie Burcham after the turnover to force the errant shot from Lee. Just under 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Campbellsville can take it all the way down if they so choose. Rogers in the corner with 10. Trying to work with that left hand, falling away, not there. Good defense by Burcham. Finds it up ahead to Stapleton, and a lot of contact there. Stapleton at the horn. It will not go, and the first quarter comes to an end. It could not have gone really any better for Campbellsville. They force 11 first quarter turnovers from Georgetown and shoot 60% from the field. We are at the end of one at Davis Reed Alumni Gym, and Campbellsville showing why they're the number one team in the country, leading Georgetown 25-4 on stretch. Back here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym, Campbellsville once again finding the road trip rather comfortable. Georgetown has not won against Campbellsville in this building since December of 2011. And Campbellsville looking to keep that streak going as they lead by 21 starting the second quarter. Georgetown with 11 first quarter turnovers, leading to 14 Campbellsville points. Williams with the rejection inside of Savannah Gregory to start the second. Here's Williams at the foul line, back out to Wilson. So Campbellsville also has at their disposal, they have size at every position. Stapleton, nice shot fake, 10-footer, left it short. Did the right thing in using the blow-by on Rogers, but came up short as the defender challenged underneath there. Still was room, but Stapleton off the mark. Pritchett from the high post to the near side, good touch pass. Inside to Pritchett on this side, backs it out. There's the backdoor cut again, and again Gregory has the lay-in. 11 now for Gregory on 5 of 5 from the floor. Williams now gets it across the Lambert site, now Stapleton. Can you stop the ball? You're inviting a trap against this Campbellsville defense. That's what makes it so hard to score against them. Your passes have to be precise and quick. Burcham gets one inside. And the foul as she was bumped down low by Pedigo. First foul of the game called against Campbellsville. Grace White, Whitney O'Mara, Madison Darnell return for Georgetown. Lambersite, Williams, and Stapleton head to the bench. Burcham cannot convert the free throw. She's just 7 of 15 from the line on the season. Here is Pedigo working against White, and Rogers arrives down low. Good challenge by Darnell, and Grace White comes through with the rebound. Up ahead to Shelby Wilson. Nearly through the hands of Burcham. She's working baseline, finds it to Shelby Wilson. Good awareness there by the freshman to get into the empty space and go quick up with the shot. Well done, Shelby Wilson. On the other side, Gregory cannot miss. Her second three. She's now 6 of 7 from the field and 14 points. Michaela Kennedy back in for Georgetown, taking the place of Maddie Burcham. 8:11 to go in the second, 30-8 in favor of Campbellsville. Wilson up ahead to O'Mara, trying to leak out behind the defense. Too strong, though, as she faded towards the baseline instead of going towards the glass. Gregory trying the curl there, and it was deflected twice by Georgetown, so Campbellsville will keep it. Callie Jackson in for Georgetown, the 5'11 freshman from Mayfield. Then also Terry Abram returns. Jackson had a terrific game 1 week ago in the road loss to Pikeville. 17 points and 9 rebounds in that outing. See what she can do here early. She'll be defending Pritchett on this possession. Brutal screen down low from Rogers, and on the switch, Rogers missed the lay-in. Good recovery by Callie Jackson. Here is Abram, no pressure. Darnell in there, Jackson on the back door, left it short. Jackson's had a few of those like that go begging on this season, and now Grace White with good defense on the falling away shot from Pedigo, and Georgetown will get it back. The energy level for Georgetown much better here in the second quarter. Seemed to have settled down here just a bit against this zone. After 11 first quarter turnovers, not even 3 minutes into the second, but still the Tigers have not given it up as of yet. And as soon as I say that, Campbellsville forces one. White trying with the pass to Darnell, who wasn't looking for it. Now the 12th Tiger turnover. Here is Gregory. 6 of 7 from the field. Going to try and drive inside through a host of defenders, and she's going to get fouled on the drive. It'll be charged to Madison Darnell. It's her first, and the team's first of the quarter, and Savannah Gregory will step to the line. She is a 76% shooter on the season. First half points for Savannah Gregory. Her highest scoring output already since December 18th when she put up 18 against U-Pike. Knocks them down. Keep track of that. Gregory's season high is 23 against Brescia back on December the 9th. She's well on pace for more than that. White breaks the press. Left side, Kennedy. Good shot fake. Lets the three ball fly. And it hits off the structure above and goes over to Campbellsville. But that was one of Georgetown's best jobs in breaking the pressure and getting an open look. Execution was well done there. The shot just wouldn't drop for Michaela Kennedy. Georgetown now 4 of 16 from the field. Pritchett with a double team. Now it's just on Kennedy. Gets position inside and lays it in. Campbellsville got the matchup they wanted there. Kennedy, not the strength that Pritchett has. And now Rogers knocks that one out, and Campbellsville will send in 5 new players. Shepard, Lee, Lexi Lake, also Sutton and McGeorge, who all saw time in the first quarter. That's one of the things Campbellsville likes to do a lot as well. They'll go 12, 13 deep on a routine basis. White bodied up against Shepard, has to throw it deep to Terry Abram. 10 seconds on the clock, and one of the few times Campbellsville has not gone for the traps at every turn. Here was Darnell crossing the middle. Had it knocked away as she was turning toward the baseline, and it will be a foul called down low against Campbellsville. McGeorge gets called for it. It's her first and the team's second. It is ruled in the act of shooting. Madison Darnell steps to the line. She's been struggling from the line by her standards this season at 62%. No problem on the first, though, for the junior. 6:05 to go in the second quarter, and Darnell looking to get Georgetown into double digits. Off the mark. Jackson trying to hustle inside, and McGeorge stepped on the end line. Good hustle there by Callie Jackson to come across the lane and force the turnover. Just the 4th Campbellsville turnover, but good hustle there from Jackson to force it. Stapleton returns for Georgetown to replace Michaela Kennedy. Tough pass in. White able to field it, put it in, and the foul. Excellent entry feed down low, and Grace White able to handle it and put it in. Madison Shepard called for it, her first and the team's third. Georgetown now sends in Lauren Boblet, sophomore, averaging 6 and 5 per night. Good minutes there for Callie Jackson. Grace White, too strong on the free throw. Georgetown now 1 of 4 from the foul line. 34-11, Campbellsville with the lead. Georgetown had the backdoor cut covered that time on the near side with Shepard. Lee sends it back out to Sutton and now throws it into the Georgetown bench as Lake was going backdoor right as Sutton pulled the trigger on the pass. It's the 5th Campbellsville turnover. Side to side, quick passing. Good ways to break the zone here, and Darnell in the backcourt turns it over, picked up the dribble in the wrong place, and now a blocking foul as she tried to draw the charge on Lexi Lake, and Darnell has picked up her second foul after committing Georgetown's 13th turnover. Lexi Lake will go to the line, a rare trip to the line for Lexi Lake. This would be just her 5th and 6th free throw attempts of the season. Campbellsville, one of the other reasons why they're so good on a nightly basis is they knock the free throws down. As a team, Campbellsville shoots 77% from the line. That will win you a lot of ball games, not only in this brutal Mid-South Conference, but in the NAIA tournament, which is about 6 weeks away. Darnell out with the 2 fouls. Lambersite back in for Georgetown. It's a 25-point Campbellsville lead. Abram into the front court to Lambersite, and a foul is going to be called on McGeorge. And she was trying to wall up on Lambersite. It'll be the 2nd foul on Ashley McGeorge and the 4th foul against Campbellsville here in the quarter. So if anything, Georgetown's picking up a few fouls against Campbellsville here. And the next one will put the Tigers at the foul line for the rest of the second quarter. Tough pass, tough catch to White. Good extra pass, Lambersite. Beautiful offense from Georgetown. Best offensive set of the night for Georgetown. And the Tigers have their first 3. It comes from Jalen Lambersite, her 7th of the season. Midway through the second quarter, 36-14. After a first quarter in which Georgetown shot 2 for 10 from the field, the Tigers here in the second, 4 out of 8. And also just 2 second quarter turnovers. And they just forced one from Campbellsville. The shot clock winding down. Abram stole it away. Now Abram needs some help in the backcourt. Stapleton up ahead, 3-on-2 for Georgetown. Lambersite over to White. She'll let the 3-ball fly. Good again. Georgetown coming to life here. Back-to-back threes. And the lead now from 25 down to 19. 4:15 to go in the half. Lee working against White, going to work all the way around to the far side, and the 3 from Lexi Lake not there. She's tried 3 from that spot and missed all of them. Timeout on the floor. 4:05 to go in the first half. Georgetown coming to life. Still a long way to go. Campbellsville still in command, leading this one 36-17 on stretch. One of the other games we're keeping an eye on here in action today, 12th ranked Shawnee State on the road at number 4, Thomas More. A big one there. Thomas More, after one, leading that one 23-17. Other action seeing Lindsey Wilson on the road at Bethel and Life taking on Martin Methodist. Off the inbound, the three from that left wing is missed from Gregory, her first miss from downtown. Campbellsville just 3 out of 9 shooting here in this second quarter, and you see the intensity in the defense starting to pick up now. And now Abram had that ball slip as she was trying to feed it into the middle, and Boblet gets charged for the foul, trying to take it back for Georgetown. Boblet's first and the team's third. Grace White quickly back in for Georgetown. She'll take the place of Maddie Burcham. 3:45 to go in the second quarter. Much better second quarter here for Georgetown than the first. Good cut inside. Gregory missed the bunny that time, and White out jumps Gregory for the board. That's the third or fourth time Campbellsville's had essentially a layup, and they've missed it. Boblet at the elbow, looking for Lamberside in the back door. It was defended. Boblet inside. Well defended there from Pritchett as Boblet just tried to force her way in, and Pritchett held her ground. This side, Faith Lake able to capitalize in transition. First points there for Faith Lake. Stapleton fouled from behind as Pritchett went for the steal. Courtney Pritchett's first. It is the team's fifth. And so Lexi Stapleton will go to the line for 2 as Campbellsville is over the limit, and Shelby Wilson returns for Georgetown in place of Terry Abram. Stapleton, much like Lexi Lake for Campbellsville, has rarely been to the foul line this season. This will be just free throw attempts, 7 and 8 on the year for Stapleton. She rattles home the first, her third point. Multiple bodies in the lane here and they'll say it was Grace White who had the lane violation. You really could have taken your pick there, the White or the 2 Campbellsville defenders. So it winds up being a violation called on Georgetown's Grace White. And so just 1 free throw there. It's now a 20-point lead. 3 minutes to go in the half. For Georgetown here, if you could find a way to get this game to maybe around the 15-point margin at half, you have to feel pretty good with that, given how badly that first quarter went. Tough shot inside Gregory, well defended by Shelby Wilson, and now Boblet down on the floor, and a tie-up will give it over to Georgetown. Well done there by Shelby Wilson, working against Gregory. She's given up a few inches in height there and was able to hold her ground inside. And now Gregory has missed 3 of her last 4 from the floor after a 5-for-5 start. 2:40 to go in the half. Stapleton stopping in the backcourt and able to get it across to Wilson. Here comes that trap. Taylor with it for Georgetown. Works near side to Stapleton. Good extra pass to Boblet. Boblet splits 2. Inside, Lexi Taylor not there. Wilson goes flying in for the board. And she was fouled there as Pritchett sort of stepped in underneath Wilson on the rebound attempt. It's Pritchett's second. And Shelby Wilson will step to the line. 2:24 to go in the half. The freshman from George Rogers Clark High School at the foul line and off the mark. Georgetown now 2 of 6 from the line in the game thus far. And on the season, Wilson now 6 out of 15. One more here for the pre-dentistry major. All smiles on the second free throw. Third point for Wilson. Michaela Kennedy in for Lexi Stapleton. Noticed as we've gone along here in the first half, the minutes for Michaela Kennedy are short. And she's working her way back in. Got to get back into game shape. So her stays on the floor generally have not lasted long here in the first half. Here's Rogers on the baseline. Blocked inside. White and Boblet swallowed that one up. Beautifully done to anticipate the reverse lay, and as Gregory knocks it out. Campbellsville, after a 60% first quarter from the field, they're just 4 out of 13 here in the second quarter. Georgetown's defense is remarkably improved here in the second. Long pass ahead to Lexi Taylor. She'll get it into the front court and now picks up the dribble right exactly where Campbellsville wants the dribble to be picked up, and James Jackson from the Georgetown bench, seeing it, takes a timeout. 30-second timeout called here by Coach Jackson. And Taylor not quite comfortable handling it the entire length of the floor at that juncture, especially with two defenders around her. So very easy to understand why she would pull up there, and a heady job by Coach Jackson to recognize that and call the timeout from the bench. So a 30-second timeout here. 2:01 to go in the first half. Still 38-19 in favor of Campbellsville. We're coming up a little bit later on here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. We will have the men's side of this rivalry. The Georgetown men currently sitting in second place in the Mid-South Conference. Shawnee State trying to run away with it. They now lead Georgetown by 3 in the loss column after the Tigers' surprising loss last Thursday at Cumberland. That ball in. White got up the shoulder. Now here's Wilson down the lane. Right idea there by Wilson to pull up for the floater. The accuracy just not there. And now Campbellsville charges this side. Here is Gregory working around Boblet. Just blew right by Lauren Boblet for the lay-in, and Savannah Gregory is having herself a half. She has 18 for Campbellsville, and the lead back to 21 with 1:35 to go in the half, and now Grace White throws it into the stands. The 16th Georgetown turnover. Let it go from the elbow. Trying to hit Gregory. She lines it up. Too strong in the jumper. 18 points off turnovers, and now Boblet brings the ball down and invites an easy steal, and Gregory gets the basket and the foul. Gregory now with 20, but Boblet doing the one thing you can't do as a big right there, bring that ball down. It invites the traffic, invites the hands to come in, and it was resulted in a basket for Gregory. And Boblet will head to the bench in favor of Callie Jackson. The foul, by the way, called on Shelby Wilson. It's her first. So Savannah Gregory already with her third 20-point game of the season. She now has 21 points here in the first half. .110 to go for Georgetown, and now another turnover. Taylor going to get called for the bump on the baseline of Faith Lake. Lexi Taylor's first. Georgetown now over the limit. And Reagan Williams back in. She'll take the place of Callie Jackson. Faith Lake on the season, 78% foul shooter. And she easily connects on the first, her third point. Campbellsville now 6 of 6 from the line in the game. Knocks that one down. 26-point lead all of a sudden for Campbellsville. Its largest with 1 minute to go in the half. And now White took her eyes off it, nearly turned it over. Wilson got some space. Three-pointer is short. And a foul is going to be called on the rebound there as Pedigo just forced Michaela Kennedy out of bounds there, and Pedigo will get called for her second. And Michaela Kennedy will step to the line for Georgetown. This will be her first free throw attempts of the season. Again, this is just her 6th game. She has missed the bulk of the year due to injury. No problem on the first. Michaela Kennedy now 2 for 2. In her career, she's been an 86% foul shooter, so no surprise she calmly drilled both in that instance. Faith Lake off the pass, gets the basket to go and the foul. Lexi Taylor did everything she could right there. Faith Lake just too good in that instance, and Taylor now called for her second. Campbellsville's offense has come back to life here really since that media timeout with about 4 minutes to go as Faith Lake hits the free throws. She now has 7. It's back to a 26, now 27-point lead for Campbellsville. 48-21. Now 30 seconds remaining on the game clock. Grace White, good look opposite to Wilson. Back to White, straight away. Here's Taylor inside, trying to spin in. Good up and under move by Taylor, but had it blocked by Pritchett. Second effort will earn Lexi Taylor a trip to the foul line. Sammy Rogers called for her first. Lexi Taylor now at the foul line. She's an 80% shooter on the season. Looked like it on the first. Her first point of the night. 16 and a half seconds to play. Taylor goes 2 for 2, and she will come out and give way to Alexis Stapleton. Pedigo operates with 15 seconds. Trying to get to Rogers in the reversal, well denied by White. Now Gregory down to 5. Savannah Gregory into the corner, now back. Gregory working inside, blocked by Grace White, and the first half comes to an end. So Georgetown with much better energy. Lexi Taylor will start the second half for Georgetown in place of Whitney O'Mara. O'Mara played just briefly the first couple of minutes in the first quarter, and we did not see her return from there. She was 0 for 2 from the floor in the first half. So Lexi Taylor, but some nice contributions in the first half. Only points came from the foul line, but had a couple of rebounds, was in on some defensive plays. And handled herself pretty well, I would say, seeing this Campbellsville pressure for the first time. Campbellsville looks to apply the pressure on offense as they begin the second half with the first possession. Here is Faith Lake. Down the left lane, blocked by Lexi Taylor. Speaking of, now Grace White will try and get Georgetown moving in transition. Picks it up now to Michaela Kennedy. Now Abrams straight away. Michaela Kennedy doesn't want the long three, a little bit out of her range. Campbellsville again stays in that 2-3 zone. They almost never come out of it. 10 seconds here for Georgetown. Campbellsville not extending as much right now, and Darnell just a sloppy giveaway. The 19th Georgetown turnover. Rogers in transition. 3 does not get the bounce. Good rebound inside by White, absorbing the contact from Faith Lake. Now up ahead, Bailey Pedigo in position to draw the offensive foul as Abram went up for the ball and came down. Right as soon as she came down, Pedigo was there and waiting. And I think Coach Jackson right now trying to argue his case that Abram really had no place to land there. Really bang play. Stapleton already into the game here in the second half, replacing Darnell. And Darnell looks a little shaken up as she heads out there. Not sure what happened there, but Darnell doesn't look quite right, at least from my eye, heading to the bench. But for this point, not being attended to by a trainer. And now Pedigo gets called for the walk. This is the 7th Campbellsville turnover. That last one for Georgetown now on the offensive foul from Abram. Now the 20th Tiger turnover. And the Tigers have been doing a much better job the last few weeks taking care of the basketball. But with Campbellsville, as it usually is, it's a whole different story. Here is White working down the lane. Tough shot there. Got her own board back, and she is fouled. Good stick-to-itiveness there from Grace White. Gregory gets called for the foul. It is her first. Grace White at the line now for Georgetown. Missed her only attempt in the first half. Knocks that one down. You knew she was going to bounce back. She's an 80% foul shooter on the year. First point of the second half goes to Georgetown. They get the first 2. White now with 7. Callie Jackson into the game now for Lexi Taylor. So again, James Jackson going with very quick substitutions in and out. It's been across the board throughout the ball game in this one, just trying to keep his players fresh, does not want them tiring against this relentless Campbellsville pressure. Gregory going to try and drive on Abram. Good defense by Abram to force Gregory to give it up at the last second. Pritchett, nice cut inside, but Faith Lake can't finish. Michaela Kennedy pulls down the board. Kennedy working towards the Georgetown bench, still with nowhere to go. And finally, the outlet deep to White. Abram gets space, steps in. There you go. Terry Abrams, 11-3 of the season. Third 3 of the night for Georgetown, 48-28. Good start here for Georgetown, 5-0 here in the third quarter. Pedigo working now to the far side. Pritchett got good position. She sealed off Michaela Kennedy to the high side for the lay-in. Pritchett now with 6. Like every time Georgetown's gotten a little momentum, try and creep back into the game, Campbellsville's had the answer. White not there as the defender tried to draw the charge. Eventually Gregory shuffles it off to Lake. And now Pedigo. Pedigo, the team leader in assists. She had a team-high 4 in the first half. Pritchett there. Gregory working the back door. White had it covered, and now a foul is going to be called. Pritchett has the matchup and really has the option there on that scenario there as Michaela Kennedy being caught behind her there. And as we said in the first half, Pritchett has a strength advantage there and used it there to draw the foul on Michaela Kennedy. It's Kennedy's first. She heads out. Stapleton takes her place. Pritchett, another one of the many excellent foul shooters for Campbellsville. She's an 84% shooter on the year. Got it. I think she even said on that one, that one's out, and it still was able to get the bounce and drop in. She heads out. Sarah Sutton in. 52-28. Here's Jackson at the foul line and lost it out. It was a touch last by Gregory, though, so Georgetown keeps it. So Georgetown had the first 5 of the half. Campbellsville's come right back with the last 4. Jackson stopping at the foul line. Just going to try and muscle her way in, use the glass. That's a veteran play from the freshman Callie Jackson. Nowhere to go with it, got enough of an angle, and smartly used the window. Pedigo nearly kicked that one out. And in the corner with White surrounding her, Bailey Pedigo will use a timeout for Campbellsville. And it extends into the media timeout here, so everybody will get a chance to catch their breath. 6:42 to go in the third quarter. Georgetown continues to show life, but Campbellsville still showing the way as number 1 Campbellsville leads Georgetown 52-30 on stretch. Campbellsville coming off of a 20-point win back on Thursday against Lindsey Wilson, looking to extend their winning streak to 2 after falling 1 week ago to Thomas More on the road. Thomas More won that game 65-55 up in Northern Kentucky, in which they forced 20 Campbellsville turnovers. Grace White forces a Campbellsville turnover right here off the inbound. White picks up her dribble and gets it back to Stapleton. Here is Jackson again at the foul line. Trying to work on that right side, and she will be fouled in the process of going to the right side. Sarah Sutton called for her first in the team's second of the quarter, and it'll put Callie Jackson at the line. She's 11 of 14 from the line on the season. That's another thing Campbellsville seemingly never has to worry about, is foul trouble becoming a problem, as they have such depth. As you said in the first half, Campbellsville will go 12, 13, sometimes 14 deep. One more free throw coming here for Jackson. Got it to go. Third point for Callie Jackson. Darnell back into the game. Grace White gets a breather for the first time here in the third quarter. You see the thing with Georgetown coming is they have building depth, especially in the post, with Callie Jackson, Lauren Boblet, Lexi Taylor. Maddie Burcham spent some time on the block this year. So the depth is coming for Georgetown right now, just very, very young. And I would say overall in this one, the freshmen, particularly for Georgetown, have handled this Campbellsville pressure pretty well. There's Lexi Taylor, freshman, on the floor and creates a turnover. For the first time, these freshmen are seeing this talented Campbellsville team. They continue to hold up. And that's what you need more than anything else right now. We know Campbellsville is a superior team. There's no question. But it has to start with the belief that you can get in there and play with them. As Stapleton's long three is short, but the freshman Callie Jackson gets the rebound. And now Stapleton throws it away. Kind of a lackadaisical pass there from Stapleton, and it turns into Georgetown's 21st turnover, and Stapleton commits a foul on the other end, her first, team second. And with that, she heads out, and Michaela Kennedy back in. 5:33 to go in the third. As Campbellsville sends in 4 new players. Sutton will be the only Campbellsville Tiger to remain on the floor. Here's Madison Shepard, near side to Lexi Lake. Lee with it, running the second unit from the point position. Here she is. Shepard working baseline, trying to feed inside, and that's out of bounds over to Georgetown. Campbellsville has had some trouble in trying to drive the ball one-on-one against the Georgetown defenders here in this one. The Tigers have done a really nice job of just riding those Campbellsville ball handlers to the baseline and forcing a pass. There's Darnell, had a wide-open 15-footer, but wasn't looking to shoot. Callie Jackson working that right side, bumped, no call. Darnell on the weak side puts it up and in. You know, Jackson didn't convert there. Still like the fact she is unafraid and willing to attack inside. And as I said, it all goes back to the idea of believing that you can hang with the #1 team in the country. And the lead for Campbellsville back under 20. It was by as much as 27. And McGeorge, I don't know how that's not a 5-second call. Sutton off the back iron twice, not there. Abram pulls it down. A chance for Georgetown to get a little closer. Abram through the lane, no, and Taylor has the rebound, slips through, and is fouled. Lauren Lee called for the foul. It's her first and the team's third. Timeout on the floor. Sometimes youthful ignorance can be a good thing. These Georgetown freshmen maybe don't know they're not supposed to be hanging in with #1 Campbellsville, but they are shown out and playing very, very well. Campbellsville's lead now at just 19. Still a lot of time left. 4:25 to go in the third here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Shawnee State now leads Thomas More 38-37 midway through the third quarter up in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. Campbellsville will be keeping an eye on that one. A Thomas More loss combined with the Campbellsville win would move Campbellsville back into sole possession of first place in the Mid-South Conference. As both Thomas More and Campbellsville right now with just one loss in league play thus far. Back here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym, freshman Lexi Taylor stepping to the line. All 3 of her points today have come from the foul line. Taylor knocks down the second. Lexi Stapleton back in for Michaela Kennedy. And again, Kennedy's stints on the floor continue to be short as she works back into game shape here down the final stretch run of the regular season. The lead for Campbellsville down to 17. A 12-4 start to the third quarter here for Georgetown. Inside, Jackson poked it away, and a scrum for it on the floor, and a tie-up will give it to Georgetown. You see some of these freshmen here for Georgetown growing up in a big way here tonight, particularly Lexi Taylor and Callie Jackson. and they continue to stay on the floor. They've earned that right with the way they've played here today. They have not been intimidated with what Campbellsville brings to the table. Here's side, Grace White, thought she was going to let it go, she didn't. Stapleton turns down the three, pulls up from 10, off the back iron twice. And that ball eventually over the end line. Darnell trying for the steal, touched it last, so Campbellsville will get it, but still good action. Stapleton still continues to struggle from the field. She's now 1 for 7 tonight. Grace White applying some pressure in the backcourt. Campbellsville, a little dose of their own medicine. Now Lauren Lee slams on the brakes at the three-point line. This is Maddie Boyle with the ball for the first time into the game. Boyle is just her 5th appearance of the season. McGeorge inside, got the roll. Second basket for McGeorge. Pretty important basket there for Campbellsville as well, as they've been struggling here in the second half. Just 1 of 6 before that basket. 3:10 to go. Stapleton, long range, way off. It was around this time in the second quarter where Georgetown had a similar situation, the deficit down under 20, and then started missing some shots, and Campbellsville got its act together on both ends to spread the lead back out to as much as 27. McGeorge trying to get it inside, and Callie Jackson's going to get called for a hold down low as she was trying to work around McGeorge. It's the first foul on Callie Jackson in the team's 4th of the quarter, or team's 3rd, beg your pardon. Michaela Kennedy and Terry Aberman for Georgetown. Grace White, Lexus Stapleton out. 2:46 remaining in the quarter. Good entry pass inside, and Boyle has the lay-in. As we said, just the 5th appearance on the season for Maddie Boyle, the sophomore out of Milledgeville, Kentucky. And Campbellsville now with 4 in a row to push the lead back to 21. And now here, it's Callie Jackson. Took a hard spill to the floor as she was battling with McGeorge. McGeorge called for her 3rd, team's 4th, but that's a dangerous play there as Jackson hit hard. She's okay, gonna stay in. Landversite and Stapleton back in for Georgetown. Darnell and Taylor on the bench. Again, Coach Jackson, I think the strategy is keep as many players as fresh for as long as possible. Jackson fights through McGeorge down the lane. Couldn't finish though. Didn't look comfortable switching to the left hand. Would have gave her a better angle to use the window. Lee down the lane. Well done. Lauren Lee's first points. Tough pass for Abram, and Campbellsville now with 6 straight. Now Stapleton gets it back as Boyle dribbled it off of her foot. Abram, bounce feed over, Jackson from 10, got it. Another good job working in transition for Georgetown. Callie Jackson now with 5. 1:40 to go in the 3rd. On the baseline, Boyle, basket and the foul. Used the pass fake and froze Lambersite. And Boyle had enough room from there to get to the basket and draw the foul. That is Lambersite's first foul, and I'll say it is the team's 5th. But Boyle at the line looked very composed here in the second half. Again, just changing things up. And she did not play in the first half for Campbellsville. Now at the foul line, she's just 2 for 2 on the season. Came in tonight with 4 games played in just 33 total minutes. Free throw short. Campbellsville on an 8-2 run. 1:20 to go, and White had it knocked into the Georgetown bench by Lee. 21 to shoot for the Tigers of Georgetown, that is. White with it. Just 2 points here in the 3rd quarter for Grace White, both from the foul line. Here she is cutting the middle. Good jump pass inside to Callie Jackson. Used the window that time to her advantage. Callie Jackson continues to improve as the season goes along. She now has 7 here in the quarter. 7 of the Georgetown 16. 60-39 with 50 seconds remaining. And you go back to 2:30 to go in the first quarter when Georgetown scored its first points, and White kicks that one there. And the Tigers have only been outscored by 2 since that stretch. They have played Campbellsville basket for basket ever since. It's just that first 7:30 for Georgetown is the difference right now, and Campbellsville got out to that 19-0 lead to start the game. Boyle around Wilson, left the lay-in short. She's looking for a foul call, won't get it. Abram up ahead to the far corner. Stapleton 3. There you go. Lexi Stapleton finally gets one to go. (60-42) with 20 seconds left. A small Georgetown fan base here in attendance. Feeling good where the Tigers are at right now. 10 seconds for Campbellsville. Here is Pritchett at the left elbow. Working against Jackson. Jackson brought the arm down, and Pritchett converted the basket with the foul. Jackson commits her second. You could even see a little bit extra emotion there from Pritchett, and she understood how big of a basket that was. As again, puts the lead back at 20 with 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Free throw rolls in for Pritchett, and she now has 11. 5 seconds here for Georgetown to try to get something at the rim. Abram works up ahead, down to 2. Abram lets it fly. That'll count. There you go, Terry Abram. 3 at the horn, and a big one for Georgetown as the Tigers continue to fight. Still a road to climb for Georgetown, but they are not going away. The Tigers, after a 23-point first half, put up 22 points in the third quarter alone. Campbellsville still comfortably ahead at 63-45, but Georgetown not giving up. The fourth quarter about to begin on Stretch. Georgetown taking advantage of Campbellsville turnovers in the third quarter. The Tigers with 9 points off of Campbellsville, 5 Campbellsville turnovers in that quarter. Really helping the Tigers fight their way back into it, as Georgetown also shot 7 of 15 from the floor. 4 Georgetown turnovers in the quarter, much better there, and Campbellsville did not convert a single point off of it after 23 points off turnovers in the first half. Still some road to go, though, for Georgetown, but the deficit, again, back at 18, and now Grace White gets Faith Lake on a hip check, and White commits her second foul. Here is Pritchett, will inbound on their side as Darnell enters the game for Wilson. Pritchett now working against White. Rogers couldn't get post position. Quiet night for Sammy Rogers, just 6 points, all in the first half. A lot of contact on the Gregory drive there. She has also not scored here in the second half. She'll look to change that right now at the foul line. Lexi Taylor called for her third. And already 2 fouls on Georgetown in the first 24 seconds. Gregory, too strong on the first. Gregory, as a matter of fact, in the third quarter, the time she was on the floor, did not attempt a field goal. Does hit the second free throw, so she now has 22. Taylor inside, extra pass to White. White with the left hand off the mark and pulled down by Pedigo. Gregory in transition, three not there, and White has the board off to Darnell. White's 9th rebound of the night. Darnell the far side, Abram, three-pointer is blocked by Gregory. Darnell grabs it for Georgetown. Tough shot off the window, not there. Lexi Taylor fighting inside, and she is fouled on the rebound attempt by Pedigo. 3rd foul on Bailey Pedigo. Darnell, pretty easy play there for Darnell. Easy entry pass, easy work inside. Darnell now with 5. 64-47 in favor of Campbellsville, 8:50 to go. I think the next hurdle for Georgetown, can you get it under 15 as Gregory inside. Tough defense there from both White and help side from Darnell. And the Tigers touch it last. Campbellsville will get it back with 15 to shoot. Georgetown also doing yeoman's work on the offensive glass. 10 offensive rebounds for Georgetown have led to 13 second chance points. Here Gregory knocks down a 3 as Abram went on the wrong side of the screen. Gregory now has her 3rd 3 and now has 25 points. And now Savannah Gregory misses that one inside. Faith Lake can't convert on the 2nd attempt after a Georgetown turnover, and Lexi Taylor has the boards. So Georgetown catches a break there. White through the lane, contact, and offensive foul on Grace White. Pritchett draws it, and it's Grace White's 3rd and the team's 3rd. It's the 23rd Georgetown turnover. Just the 5th, though, here in the second half. Coach Jackson trying to plead his case on that one. The officials not having it. Rogers hands off to Faith Lake. We're on the left side now to Pedigo. And now an offensive foul on Campbellsville as Faith Lake inside. Runs over, looks like Grace White there. Faith Lake's 1st and the team's 2nd. 12th Campbellsville turnover. Here's Darnell, left side to Stapleton. Nowhere to go with it. White trying to go to Stapleton on the back door. That's a tough pass. What a pass inside by Stapleton to Taylor. How she found Taylor there on the end line, I'll never know. But a beautiful play by Stapleton, and Taylor now with 6. He was falling out of bounds and somehow found Taylor out of the corner of her eye, and at the last second tapped it ahead with the left hand, and now trying to backdoor pass. Campbellsville turns it over. 13 Campbellsville turnovers. Again, I think for Georgetown, if you could get a three-pointer here and get that deficit to 15, you could start to put some pressure on Campbellsville, and instead Darnell turns it over once again. 25 Georgetown turnovers. Pritch inside, blocked by Michaela Kennedy, but Campbellsville gets it back. Rogers, book it. First points of the half for Sammy Rogers, her 33rd 3 of the season, and just that quickly, Campbellsville back ahead by 21. Taylor back out to White. Nice pass inside to Darnell, and Darnell can't get the roll. Got her own board back and was fouled in the process. Especially these last few weeks, Georgetown has been relentless on the offensive glass. That was the 11th offensive rebound tonight for the Tigers. Pritchett is called for the foul. It's her 3rd and the team's 3rd. 6:51 to play. Here's Darnell. Loses one defender and hits the 5-footer. Darnell now with 6 here in the half, 7 in total. Back to a 19-point Campbellsville lead. Here's Pedigo. Georgetown stays in that man-to-man. Been in it the entire time since the opening tap here today. Rogers is going to work on the freshman Callie Jackson. And Jackson gets called for a touch foul right at the foul line. It's Callie Jackson's 3rd and the team's 4th. Stapleton back into the game for Georgetown, taking the place of Darnell. Darnell's best sequence of the game came here in those 3 minutes in the 4th quarter. Here is Gregory, nowhere to go. That's out to her point guard, Bailey Pettigo. Rogers trying the back doors. Taylor had it red. Pettigo down the lane. Taylor pulls it down for Georgetown. Well defended by Terry Abram. Taylor not strong enough with the pass, and Gregory has the turnover up ahead to Faith Lake. Lake not there. Pettigo with the follow, not there. And my goodness, Lexi Taylor came flying in out of nowhere and lost it out of bounds. And Taylor signaling she needs out. And Madison Darnell will spring off the bench to oblige for Georgetown. Taylor was late getting back there. I think, if anything, you can indicate, see there, she was just out of gas. Lexi Taylor, though, having herself a fine ball game. 6 points, 5 rebounds, has made several really nice defensive plays. Grace White into the game now for Callie Jackson. Jackson, 7 points, couple of rebounds. Now Lauren Lee comes in for Campbellsville to replace Pettigo. 5:56 remaining here in Georgetown. Shepard had an open jumper as Georgetown got lost on a switch and didn't take it. Pritchett inside, missed it. Lee got the rebound, though, or excuse me, that was Shepard to the far side. Lexi Lake on the drive, out of control there a little bit, and she'll get bailed out with a foul, I believe, on Grace White. No, actually, they're going to call on Stapleton. That's actually a break for Georgetown. Stapleton's second there. If it would have been called on White, it would have been her fourth. Lexi Lake at the foul line. Came into tonight 2 for 4 from the line on the season. She's 3 for 3 tonight. Her only points have been from the charity stripe. She tried 3 threes from the left wing in the first half, and none of them were particularly close. Campbellsville 13 out of 15 from the line in the game as Sarah Sutton re-enters for the Campbellsville Tigers, taking the place of Sammy Rogers. 72-51 Campbellsville, 5:40 to go. Georgetown's just been stuck in this area between 17 and about 23 points for really much of the second half and have not been able to break through. I said, I'm still the belief here, even with 5:30 to go, if Georgetown can get this deficit down to about 15 or so, they'll give themselves a chance down the stretch. Shot clock now at 10 here on this possession. Here's Darnell. She'll let a 3-ball fly off the mark. Not Darnell's game, that 3-point shot, but had to take it with the shot clock winding down. Darnell now on the season just 1 for 8 from 3-point range. And now it'll be a Campbellsville turnover, and it'll be touched in the backcourt by Lexi Lake, the 14th Campbellsville turnover. Georgetown with 26 turnovers tonight, but only 8 here in the second half. And those 8 turnovers have only led to 5 Campbellsville points. No question Georgetown's handled it better here in the second half. Good ball movement. Stapleton got one to go in the corner as Campbellsville didn't seem like they were really ready to go on that possession. Stapleton's second 3. She now has 9. It's once again back to an 18-point Campbellsville lead. 6-3 for Georgetown. And Coach Colvin wants a timeout here. We'll take a timeout here as well as a 30-second timeout for Campbellsville is extended into the media break. Tigers of Georgetown just won't go away, but time's starting to slip away. The lead for Campbellsville still at 18 with 4:46 remaining here in the fourth on Stretch. Both teams return to the floor after the timeout. 4 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here as Georgetown still continues to trail by a wide margin here at 18. But they force a turnover. 14 Campbellsville turnovers. And Michaela Kennedy trying to force it ahead. Lexi Lake pokes it out. So Georgetown will have it side out. Darnell at the elbow, got space, working the right side, is fouled on the drive. McGeorge with the body contact. It'll be the fourth foul on Ashley McGeorge and the fourth against Campbellsville here in the quarter. Georgetown already over the limit. And Madison Darnell heads to the line, 1 for 2 tonight. Gets the home bounce. 8 now for Darnell. Darnell missed the second one, knew it, tried to track down the rebound, but McGeorge was all over it for Campbellsville. Georgetown now still pretty good free throw shooting tonight, 13 out of 19. Down low, Darnell tried to draw the foul against Sutton. Officials wasn't having it, and Sutton with her second basket. White at the foul line. Far side, Stapleton for her third three. No, a little short this time. She was a couple of feet beyond the three-point line as well in that sequence. Lee inside, around Darnell, basket and the foul. Darnell's third. And Lee, just that little hesitation, got Darnell to freeze and gave her the angle. Lexi Taylor back in for Darnell. And Lauren Lee, just a freshman, but still very, very poised, as you would expect for her to be running the second unit for Campbellsville as a true freshman. Got to have that poise. Now a lazy pass from Abram turns into Georgetown's 27th turnover. 3:40 remaining. Darnell stay on the bench, won't last long. She's in at the next whistle. Lee stops to the top, and Sutton. Sutton walled up by Taylor, and now throws it away, and Michaela Kennedy will wisely let it go into the Campbellsville bench. 15 Campbellsville turnovers. That's right at their season average. Abram heads out, giving way to Darnell. 3:15 remaining. Georgetown's going to have to put on a run starting. You have to think even on this possession, you got to get something here to start. Michaela Kennedy will try it. That is a long-range bomb for Michaela Kennedy. The 7th Georgetown three of the night. But on the other side, nobody cuts off the ball, and Lauren Lee goes coast to coast for the lay-in. That has been the story of the night. Anytime Georgetown has showed a hint of a run, Campbellsville has been there to make a play. Here is Stapleton now going backdoor and lays it in. Beautiful feed, beautiful play. Stapleton now with 11. She's the first Tiger into double figures. Lexi Stapleton. Her first double-digit scoring game in 3 weeks. On the other side, there's Madison Shepard. She got inside on Darnell and put it in. Shepard now with 4. 80-60 in favor of Campbellsville, 2:20 to go. Michaela Kennedy left it short that time. Darnell had the board. Near side, Lexi Taylor will try a three. Rattles in. Third three of the season for Taylor, and Georgetown knocks down some threes here tonight. On the other side, though, Sutton is there. And now Georgetown will take a timeout. 30-second timeout for the Tigers. And you see Georgetown here these last couple of possessions have been able to put the ball in the basket, but Campbellsville just beating Georgetown back down to the other end of the floor. After a night against Lindsey Wilson over the weekend when the Tigers shot just 3 of 22 from three-point range, tonight Georgetown 8 of 17 from downtown. A much better shooting night downtown for Georgetown. Likely not going to be enough, though, as Campbellsville's lead remains at 19 with 1:57 to go. But it's another instance for Georgetown where they got down early and could not figure out this Campbellsville defense through the first 7.5 minutes of the ball game. And this is really the difference. You go back to Georgetown's first points of the game, which came with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. And since that point, we have been at an even draw on the floor. And now Darnell has another turnover. Lee forces her way all the way in and puts it in, and Lauren Lee having herself a strong second half. She has 8 off of a season-high 9 on Thursday against Lindsey Wilson. 29 turnovers now for Georgetown off of this one. Lexi Lake knocks it down. Lake's first field goal, 1:25 to play, and just that quickly, Campbellsville has put this game to bed. 24-point lead with 1:20 to go. Michaela Kennedy crossover from the left wing. 3 ball is no good, and Lexi Taylor just trying to make something happen, go for the rebound, commits her 4th foul, and will put Ashley McGeorge at the line. Update from Mid-South Conference play on the women's side. Thomas More has won again. They beat Shawnee State 64-54 to keep pace atop the Mid-South Conference. Thomas More goes to 21-1 in the year, 16-1 in the league. Shawnee State, meanwhile, struggling a bit as of late. It's now their 6th conference loss of the season, 10-6. They're currently sitting in the 5 spot in the league as McGeorge badly misses 2 free throws here. Foul called here on the drive. That was called on Maddie Boyle, her first and the team's 5th. And Georgetown will have some subs come in to the game. Sydney Shepard in for the 2nd time this season for Georgetown, a 5'5 freshman. She wears number 12 on the line. Callie Burchett, 5'7 freshman. She's on the line on the near side wearing 33. And as Grace White hits the free throw, she gets a high five from Destin Armour on the floor for Georgetown. She wears 21. It's her 5th appearance of the season. So Tigers getting some of the younger players in to finish this one out as White now has 9. It's a 22-point Campbellsville lead with 1 minute remaining. Other Mid-South Conference action, Lindsey Wilson in a tough one on the road at Bethel, tied midway through the 3rd quarter there. Campbellsville inside here. Ashanti Gore is into the game for the first time for Campbellsville and going to the free throw line, a 5'11 freshman in her 10th appearance on the season. Sydney Shepard called for her first. Kind of a knuckleball release from Gore there. 10th appearance on the season. As I said, for Gore, she averages about 7 minutes in set appearances. Campbellsville a struggle from the foul line here into the second half. They were 8 for 8 in the first half, just 6 out of 13 here in the second half. Callie Burchett now back out to White. 30 seconds remaining. Burchett will let it go. Left that one short. Looked online, just a step or 2 behind where maybe Burchett would like to be, and a Campbellsville player down on the play. That was Boyle as 2 bodies fell on top of her. Looks like she's going to be okay. Campbellsville will get 1 more into the game. Maddie Nally, a 6'2 freshman out of Louisville, her 8th appearance of the season for the final 26 seconds, in which Campbellsville really just has to do nothing more than dribble it out. Five seconds on the clock. Madison Drummonds dribbles it back out toward the midcourt line, and that'll do it. Campbellsville, all Campbellsville needed was that start to the game, 19-0, and Georgetown really just played pace with Campbellsville from that point on, and Campbellsville picks up the win here and keeps pace.